Hey, what's up everybody? Back with another video. That's Zeus, huge tiger Oscar, and that's Jardini Arowana. These guys are looking great. 220-gallon aquarium. Zeus is 15 inches. And he's all of 15 inches. Very big fish. Very big Oscar. This is Jardini. About 16 inches. I think he's a little longer than Zeus. Not as thick though. He needs to get his thickness up. You know, he's starting to fill out just a little bit, but Zeus is very thick compared to him. Okay, Zeus is about 5 years old. He started with me as a baby, about 1 inch. Picked him up at Petland. I don't know, for about $5 probably. And he went straight into, and in Petland he was probably in a 20-gallon tank, I think, you know, with like 10 other Oscars, baby Oscars. You know how they do it, they just pack them in there. And took him home, put him right into a 90-gallon aquarium. Okay, so he started out with me as a baby, went right into a 90-gallon aquarium. He lived basically almost 5 years of his life in that 90. And about 6-7 months ago, 8 months ago, he outgrew it. He got too large for that aquarium, so I had gotten him a 125-gallon aquarium. 6 feet long, everybody knows 6 feet long, 20 inches tall, and 18 inches wide. 1.5 feet wide, 6 feet long, and almost 2 feet tall at 20 inches. I had it for about 6 months. Less than 6 months, and I had Zeus and Texas Mayan cichlid was almost 10 inches. He was like 9 inches. I measured him when I took him out. So he was 9 inches. Texas Mayan cichlid. And they were in the 90. And then they went to the 125. And then, you know, it was a little tight in there for the both of them. Then I had gotten silver Arowana. Definitely 18 inches, 19, maybe 20. Like he was a big fish in the 125. Absolutely big mistake. No room. Now Zeus, being very dominant, was beating up the Arowana, beating up the other guy. Not really beating up the other guy, the Texas Mayan cichlid, but you know, just being the boss. You know. Texas Mayan got along, like he didn't really bother him, he didn't care, but the silver was a big issue. Zeus pushed him around. This guy was like beating himself up trying to get away from Zeus. Okay, he was hitting the top of the tank, like trying to jump out. Like it was getting pretty scary at some points. Alright, and that was in a 125, which I thought would be plenty of room for them. But it's not. It's really not. The length is fine. 6 feet is fine. But the width and the height isn't enough. You know, if he's 15 inches, he turns to his side. You know, he can't even swim. You know, like he's almost front to back. You know, he's almost front to back. You know, that's how long he is. So it's not enough. And the silver, when he would turn, he was bending. His tail fin would bend because he was actually touching front to back. So not enough space for either of them. And I felt bad. It was a mistake. So I got rid of the silver. Had the silver for a very short time. I replaced him, as you know, with the Jardini Arowana. He was very small at the time. Okay? He's not small. He's about 18 inches, right? 17 inches right now, but he was at least half the size. Like, he was a little guy. See him right there next to Zeus? Like, he was a little guy. And they're a little more aggressive than the silvers, the Jardinis. So Zeus, I was hoping, wasn't going to push him around like he did the Jardini. Did the silver, sorry. So that being... Oh yeah, and by the way, when I got the silver, the Texas Mayan cichlid, I ended up giving him up to the pet store where I got the Jardini. Because with the three of them in the 125, I got rid of the Texas first, and then the silver. Okay, so now fast forward, I got the Jardini and Zeus in a 125. And then Zeus starts being a bully with Jardini. And once again, the length is fine, but the width isn't. He was trying to run. He was like, it was like a ping pong ball. Ping, 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 like hitting side to side, side to side, like so fast, nowhere to go. And the height, he tried to go to the top, it just wasn't tall enough. He had nowhere to go. So it was a very stressful situation for Jardini. And Zeus. The bully, the fish that's being aggressive, being a bully, he's stressed also. People don't realize that. They think it's just the fish that's being picked on is the one that's stressed out, but it's also the one that's being aggressive. He's stressed out probably even more because he doesn't want him there, and he's doing everything he can to get him out. But there's really nowhere to go. Reality, there's nowhere to go. So he just keeps getting more aggressive, and pushing, and things happen. Fish die, they get sick, they get injured, and it's not a good environment for either of them, And then we're upset, like, what's going on? What's wrong with my fish? Meanwhile, it's not them, it's their environment. Classic mistake. We underestimate what we have. That was a nice yawn from Jardini. So, like I said, 6 feet is fine. But 6 feet in a 125 isn't the same as 6 feet with a 220. Because 6 feet, okay, but now you don't have height. So you got the length, but now you ain't got height. So like it takes it away. It takes the 6 feet away because you still have nowhere to go up and down. So it's like the fish is still limited. Okay, so then I had enough of that, got the 220. Moved right to the 220. I was gonna get a 180, but the price between a 180 and a 220 literally was $100 difference. So that was a no-brainer for me. Get the 220. And not to mention, I've wanted one my entire life. This is my dream tank. So now I got the 220 and everything's changed. Zeus, his temperament, he still pushes Jardini around a little bit, but very little. And the way he does it, he's not as aggressive. He's not as aggressive towards him when, he's pushing him around. He's just like very lightly, like, okay, get out of my way. And there's plenty of room to move, like, see how he does there? Very easy, very simple, and then he goes about his business. Because it's 2 feet wide, and 30 inches tall. Okay, that's almost 3 feet tall. And it's 2 feet wide. So they have plenty of room to give each other space to, okay, this is your area, this is my area. And if you come over here, we still have enough room that we can coexist and not stress each other out. You know? And that's like the main goal. You don't want to stress your fish out. You want to give them what they need. People think, it's a 220. You only have 2 fish in there. That doesn't matter. I could have 1 fish in here. That's what they need. Like, they need more than that. Like, Arowanas, they need more than that. But not everybody can do more than that. I can't. I wish I could, but I can't. So, it's about giving them what they need. It doesn't matter, like, okay, I have a 220. I'm going to put 20 fish in there. I have all the room in the world. When you do that, you take you take all that away. Now you don't have all the room in the world. You have a 220, but you're in the same position because everybody's on top of each other. So you gotta think about the situation of the fish, what they need. Doesn't matter about the tank size. It's the stock. How much fish are you going to put there? Very important. How much does my Oscar need to stop him from doing what he's doing now at a very aggressive rate? Instead of pushing, maybe he'll bite him, like literally clamp down, It's it's situations that us fish keepers go through all the time, and a lot of mistakes are made. I've made them a lot of times, but as I keep going, I'm seeing more and more. It's not the tank size, it's what you put in there. You can have a 10-gallon tank and put a goldfish in there. If he's by himself or one other goldfish, he's going to feel like he's in a 220 because he's got what he needs. Just an example. He's got what he needs. He's not on top of anybody. No one's on top of him, so he can relax and go about his business and, enjoy himself, have a good life, be a little goldfish in a goldfish bowl. But, my point is, having an Arowana, having an Oscar in a 220, you don't have to overstock it. A very large Oscar like mine, a jardini that's about half grown, just them two coexisting in a 220, I think, my personal opinion, is enough. Like, you can put one more fish in here. Like, I could put even a red-tailed cat in here. You know why? Because he's going to be on the floor. He's going to be on the bottom. He's going to be on the ground. He's not going to be running into them on top and, messing with the way, the flow is of the tank. But anything else, like, a mid-range fish, it's going to disturb everything. See how they're nice and calm and they relax? That's how you want your fish. No tension, or as least tension as possible. And that's when, you see the absolute potential of your fish. See? Look what he's doing. He sees his reflection. Look how he's acting. You understand? That's just from a reflection. If I were to put more Oscars in here, this would be all day, every day. All they do is lock up with each other and push each other around back and forth and fight. It's like, why? Because it's not enough space for them. In the wild, they got everything. They got everything they need. It's a different situation. But in a tank, you can't really pack them together. You can't put them together like that. It's just not fair to them. So just, I'm just trying to keep everybody mindful of, how to stock your tank, dealing with what you have. Okay, if you have, large fish, keep the number down. If you have a 220 with Arowanas or an Arapaima, because the pet store I go to, this guy sells Arapaimas every day. He sells Gars every day, Arowanas, in 220s. You put them in 220s and there can only be one in each one. You can't, you can't pack them in there. I'm getting a little confused, but you can't pack them in there is my point. Let them have their space. Let them enjoy themselves is the whole point. You don't want them stressed out. Let them have open water and relax. And then, like I said before, the full potential. You're going to see their colors. You're going to see their confidence come out. You're going to see, all their beauty, their full potential. You will see that after time. After they settle in and realize they're in a safe environment. There's no predators around. There's no one picking on them. They don't have to fight for dominance. They don't have to, fight for territory. They're just relaxing, just being a fish, cruising in the water. Beautiful. You get the full potential, and that's when you really enjoy it. So, enough of me babbling. I want you guys to enjoy your Saturday afternoon. I am, always. And went to the pet store today. I added these 2 plants. I think they look nice. Eventually, I think, I keep saying I'm not going to put a substrate on the bottom, but I might put white sand. I'm really thinking about it. But I think the plants is a great addition. It gives it nice color. I love green. Like a bright green on the black background. It really looks nice. So, I hope you guys learned something from what I said today. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Later.